Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We have a variety of reward tiers, Larson, that are fantastic. And it really goes a long way.
Long way.
Towards helping Going In Raw and making sure that we stay alive.
Oh, without the generous support of our patrons, there's no way we could be doing this.
That is true. And starting at the $1 mark, not only do you get the show ad-free, you're able to import your RSS feed into whatever podcast app you're using. You also get a shout-out here on the show. Later on today, we're going to do a bonus episode of Going In Raw for our $5 and up patrons.
Correct.
We do 5 of those a week at the $5 mark. Mm-hmm. We got a couple new patrons.
New.
Let's see here. We have Christopher Ramirez, Vishnu Mambakam. We have another Dixon Cider.
You get it now?
Yes.
All right.
I do.
All right.
Because it sounds like... But this is... I checked. I was like, wait, is this somebody who dropped out and then re-upped? No, it's a different email.
Wow.
We have 2 patrons that go by the name Dixon Cider. So maybe we'll get a third. I don't know. Philip Hunter and Josh McCall also.
Thank you, everybody.
No nasty innuendos within those names that I can tell anyways.
No.
So we're so old sometimes. We're hilariously old sometimes.
We are old sometimes, yes.
Anyways. So yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much
for your support. Later on today at youtube.com. No, at Twitch. I think, are we doing it on the Twitch?
Yeah, we'll do it on Twitch.
Okay, the twitch.tv. We're still figuring out, even after all this time, like, what do we do? Do we do on the Twitch? Do we do on the YouTube?
We'll try it on the other one today.
Yeah, we're going to do it on the Twitch today. Steve and Larson book Elimination Chamber.
Yeah.
That's going down.
Heck of a show we got planned, too.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Really quick, what's the main event?
Well, it's the Elimination Chamber match for the undisputed.
It's undisputed.
Undisputed. Well, Baron has it, so it's kind of undisputed.
Yeah.
So you got your champion, Baron Corbin, taking on Undertaker, Brock Lesnar,
Mutant Hunter Jinder
Mahal, Chill Roman, and Raw Gate Mutant.
That's right. That's great stuff.
Main event.
So check it out.
Undisputed.
Probably around 1-ish.
Between 1 and 2, I would say.
Yeah, around. Yeah, just hit us up on the Twitter. Just follow us at twitch.tv.
We'll let everybody know. We'll give people a 15-minute heads up.
Something like that. Yeah.
We could do that.
Let's talk. I have not checked the community tab poll. I am really curious. I wonder is Charlotte just so toxic that she turned off everybody?
No, it's not Charlotte. I don't think it's toxic. It's just the way. I don't know. It was a clumsy way to handle things. Like, I understand the overall general point. They're getting McMahon's involved to get extra babyface heat on Becky, in hopes of getting her over even more. I understand it. It was just so clumsily executed.
Oh, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was really good. Yeah, I liked it. I thought when Charlotte came out with that shit-eating grin on her face, it was.
If you take the individual details, here's the thing that bugs me. There's a couple things. One that gives me pause, and one that kind of bugs. I kind of feel like if they had ordered the end promo, the sequence of events, a little differently, it might have come off better. For example,
better in how better?
Like
better
people might not be dumping over it so much.
Well, people are dumping on it because they don't want Charlotte to be.
I understand that, but there's little character beats I think that I feel like people are irritated by, based on what I've read on Twitter. So if they did it this way, if at the end Becky comes out, Triple H, Steph come out, they talk to her, they talk a little bit back and forth. And if Becky looks at Triple H and Steph and says, all right, if I'm going to say this, I want all assurances that my road is clear.
Yeah.
You know? Because her saying, I'm sorry, didn't bother me because she kind of did it in offhanded ways. Like, all right, let's get this over with. I'm sorry. Move on.
I like that too.
That was fine. That didn't bother me at all. Because it was one of the, in terms of character development, is one of the few times where she kind of had to swallow her pride and say, all right, if I can't let this get in the way of achieving the larger picture of my dream, main eventing WrestleMania. Totally fine. Didn't bother me. I don't think she'd lose any babyface heat because of it. But if they had done, I feel like if they'd done it this way, she says, all right, I want all assurances that if I do this, then path is clear, no more roadblocks, and you're not going to screw me over in any way because I don't trust you. And Triple H says, yeah, done deal. Stephanie, yeah, sure. And she goes, okay, let's get this out of the way then. Hit cue Vince's music. He interrupts her saying, I'm sorry. And then he comes out. He should have milked that moment a hell of a lot more. Vince has come out, WrestleMania. He like stumbled over his first line. Like if he interrupted.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're asking. He stumbled over his first line. You're asking him for more. You wanted more, Vince?
It felt like the moment like that needed to be milked a lot more. But the problem is Vince doesn't want to be on TV, and it shows. Anyways, I'm just saying from a narrative standpoint, this one made more sense to me. He comes out and it's like, whoa, what you did is well beyond the realm of apology. And what's more, being in the show, you called me out. I'm not going to take that. You're not the man. I'm the man. And because of that, this is going to happen. Just go into a bit more. Milk that moment. So when he says, this is what's going to happen now. Becky, you're suspended for 60 days. That takes you past Mania. Oops. And then really stick it to her and say, by the way, here's who's replacing you. Like instead of having it be like a minute and a half little thing that he did, which is basically what it was. Give it like 5 minutes. Really milk it.
Oh, my God. No.
Milk it. Have there be some back and forth between her and Vince.
I think that's just belaboring the point.
But in the end,
I think that's kind of a small quibble, too. Like, essentially, they did what you're saying should have been done. You just like you wanted to extend it a bit more.
No, I wanted Becky to be interrupted when she was in the midst of her apology.
Yeah.
Like
but her apology was very, very quick. And I think they needed to get that out of the way because it's like, okay, she did the one thing that she really had to dig deep for.
I feel like it kind of seems to me like if she was like if her saying, all right, I get your assurances, Triple H to Stephanie, that I'm going to get what I want. Here I go, I'm going to give it to you. And then it's interrupted by Vince. Because like, why really, if she apologized to Triple H, Stephanie, why is Vince going to come out and say, oh no, that's not good enough? She didn't wrong him in any way.
Well, she did. She wronged she like beat the crap out of her family and humiliated his real son.
That's business between the three of them. What does he have to concern himself with that?
That's all about Vince. I was totally fine with it. In fact, it's funny because like last night the way they pulled it off, and I know a lot of people have problems with that. That's totally fine. You're entitled to your opinion. I'm actually I'm into the idea of the way they're doing it. I'm into the idea of Charlotte being in this match now. I look because here's the thing. There's a couple things you can't really argue with. Number one, I mean, I'm sure people will. I personally think it's kind of ridiculous to argue with the idea that Charlotte's a terrific wrestler. Yeah, right. She's a terrific
wrestler. She'll add a lot to the match, without a doubt. I'm still of the opinion that Becky Ronda 101 is the money match that people want to see.
Yeah, but in the end, I think the better match is the one that I'd want to see. And I look at this. You go back to 2004. You look at Chris Benoit winning the Rumble. HBK inserting himself in that match, and you had one of the best Mania main events in history. Yeah. And who's the guy who was tapping out in that match? Triple H. Same guy who's booking this match. So that adds some confidence to me. Everything they've done with Ronda Rousey so far in terms of her story, and everything they've done really with Becky with her story, has been pretty much top-notch. And I think you add Triple H sort of overseeing this, I think it's going to be, I'll put it this way. From a wrestling perspective, I think it's going to be the better match.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only thing, like, as long as the ending I think needs Becky tapping out Ronda for it to be as effective as it needs to be.
That's a huge if, though, because I still feel like with Charlotte in the match, whether Ronda takes time off or not, Charlotte's in that match essentially to take the loss.
I don't know that's the case.
I don't know that's the case. That's what my gut's telling me. And if that's the case,
Triple H was the champion in 2004.
I understand.
And he tapped out. I think he understands.
But the situation is vastly different when they see
the person Ronda, to go over to tap out the champion.
I understand that, but they still see Ronda as a huge money maker for the company.
Triple H still saw himself as a big money maker for the company.
Completely different. This is completely different. Where Ronda's got mainstream appeal that Triple H can only dream about. And I'm still worried, and let's say it's a certainty, that they're having Charlotte in there to have Becky go over, but for Ronda not to take the loss.
I don't know what I don't understand. Like, so I get the general idea of what you're saying, but I think they think of Charlotte a lot more than that. Just
they do
stick
definitely.
her in there.
They
Just
definitely
to
do
eat
because
a pin or a tap.
I mean, as you said, she will add a lot to the match. The match will probably be better with her.
The perception of Charlotte Flair to the McMahons, I think is a bit bigger. I think it's bigger than you are suggesting. In that, I don't think they would simply add her to a match to take a tap.
I don't think that's the case. That's the only motivation for it. I think that they think it enhances the marquee value of the match. And that's, some people will agree, some people won't. Mm-hmm. But I think her function within the mechanics of the match is ultimately going to be the one who takes the loss, so neither Ronda or Becky have to eat a pin or tap out.
Well, I know Becky ain't losing that match.
No.
You look at another triple threat that we both highly value, and the story leading up to it. Here's another problem with going simply Becky versus Ronda, which we don't know. They might still do.
It's entirely possible.
There was that advertised match, or the leaked advertised match for Fastlane.
Not leaked. That was from the venue itself.
Yeah, but just like Dean Nia Jax, it could be like just putting it on there.
Well, no, they apparently updated the card recently to make it a triple threat for the WWE title, but it's still Becky versus Charlotte 101. But at this point now, it more feels like that match is going to be for Becky's opportunity to get back in the match versus...
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think Charlotte is going to be in the match. We don't know that for sure, but you're right. I mean, it feels that way. There's still 2 months, little less than 2 months between now and Mania, and I'm just not sure. Here's the thing. This is the thing that I like about this, about how it went down last night. It's funny because I think it was Ryan Satin on Twitter, I think, said something like... wait a second. So I think it was him. I know he said this about Seth Dean, which was ridiculous. But he said something along the lines of, so the McMahons were there. They said, we're the authority. I think a lot of people were saying this. The McMahons said, we're the authority, and they're good guys 2 months ago or a month ago. And now they're bad guys again or whatever. Vince is bad guy again, which I'm actually totally fine with, because it's kind of like when they came out at Christmas time and they said, you're now the authority. That was more of a, hey, everybody, we're the actors in this thing, and we're the producers of this play, and this is how we're going to tell the story now. We're listening to you, and we're going to change things up. And then they go back into character. So I'm even fine with that. The problem is, the thing that I like about it is you go back to WrestleMania 30, and you got this, and granted, circumstances were different. They were kind of forced to put Daniel Bryan into that match. But, we had twists from Rumble to Mania. We had a story that was going a couple different places and who's going to be in this match. And here you have kind of the same thing. Charlotte comes out. Okay, well, how are we going to get to Mania where it is the triple threat or just Becky versus Ronda? We have kind of a story now. Whereas before, how many times can you hear Ronda Rousey come out and cut this really, really rambling, very fast promo about being murdering people and ripping arms off? And how much of a Twitter... how much of a build would that really have been if it was just a one-on-one match?
Well, let me ask you, how excited were people for the match at Survivor Series? Insanely.
Because it was when did that match get built though? When did that match?
About a month out.
It was a month out, and plus it was a fresh thing.
I think if Becky just talks shit to Ronda Rousey on Twitter, that's all people really want.
No, it's not. No, it's not. That's not compelling TV. You don't want that for 2 months. You don't want that for 60 days.
That's what people really want.
No, it's not. No, it's not. What are you going to do? I know we do that for Steve and Larson Book Raw. We put a tweet up on the screen.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works for us because it's
WWE, half their storylines are booked on Twitter these days.
And that's a big problem. That's a big problem.
I'm kind of tired. I understand all your points, harkening back to previous WrestleManias. I'm just kind of tired of using the McMahons as a storytelling crutch. It's we need it. Because here's the thing.
When it's effective, I'm okay with it.
I just feel like there is a more...
It gives a big fight feel, man.
Yeah, that's my worry is that they feel like, okay, this match isn't going to sell itself based on the merits of the competitors in it.
I don't know.
So let's insert the McMahons into it and make it feel like it has marquee value. When we saw in the build to Survivor Series, it showed us what it was. People were hyped for Ronda versus Becky.
Because they didn't think they were going to get it, and it happened all of a sudden.
It was a month out of the pay-per-view it was announced. It was like the Raw or SmackDown after
and Becky, when did Becky get hot? At SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was late August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 months later, when she was champion, they were doing champion versus champion. They announced, or less than that.
Yeah.
Whatever the October pay-per-view was.
She won the title at...
Hell in a Cell in September.
Yeah.
And then after the next pay-per-view, when she successfully defended it, I guess it's by DQ, it was announced, okay, she's going to take on Ronda.
Yeah.
People were hyped.
There were just things happening. There was a story progression there. There was the Raw that she came out and got decked or whatever.
Here's another issue. A lot of people are asking here in chat, was that leave for Asuka?
Kickoff show.
I still kind of feel like 2 marquee women's matches would be my preferred way to go.
Yeah, this is the bigger deal. I don't disagree. Look, I'm not.
And
saying,
here's another thing.
I'm not saying everything's perfect.
No, here's
but
another thing.
Kickoff.
I don't want another situation like WrestleMania 2000 where everybody's got a McMahon in their corner.
I was literally just thinking about that when you said I don't like the McMahons being. I'm like, because they're not going to go in their corner. They might.
They might, with the image of Vince raising Charlotte's arm.
Who's going to be in Becky? What McMahon is going to be in Becky's corner?
I guess it'd probably be Stephanie.
She just had her arm ripped off last week. Why would she be in Becky's corner?
No, she wouldn't. But I mean, if you're gonna look, or Shane's supposed to be on Raw too.
He's going to be in a championship tag team.
Yeah,
matchup.
I know. And if he's not too gassed,
McMahon's in the corners.
I don't know, man.
We're the authority, man.
No, we're not.
No, we're really not.
The image of Vince raising Charlotte's arm saying, "This is what you're going to see at the end of WrestleMania." You better get used to this, Ronda.
Oh, man. I don't know. Look, I think that Triple H has done a really, really good job with what he's put his hands on as far as the main roster is concerned that we know of. I mean, look at WrestleMania, Ronda's debut WrestleMania match last year. I thought it was like the most fun thing on the card. And I don't know. I get the feeling that they've got an actual story they're going to tell.
Yeah,
and I'm into it. I'm willing to give them the benefit.
No,
of the doubt.
I'm not.
There's not a lot. I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt.
I'm not going to
WWE.
disregard it entirely. It's just I don't know. I just feel like it's a story we've seen before. I'd rather see an interesting, different take on it. So that's just me.
All right. Anyways, but overall, yeah. So I'm looking at both. I put a poll on the Patreon for our patrons, and I also put one, and it is clearly. Somewhere in between
that
has
seems
come
about
out.
Right. It was
on
kind of
top.
a weird show.
We've got 25 people. Although, it's actually kind of the distribution is virtually
pretty similar.
Kind of, yeah. It's except for the didn't watches. The didn't watch plan to watch later on Patreon is exactly the same between do not plan to and do plan to watch to.
But the percentages of yay, nays, and
basically the same. Somewhere in between,
comparable to what's on Patreon.
Yeah,
yes.
the majority of people, although it is a really close one, like 34% on YouTube. The community tab poll said somewhere in between.
They don't have percentages here on Patreon.
About the same.
Is this percentage or total votes?
Total votes on Patreon. 25 of the total votes went to Raw, was somewhere in between. 22% gave it a nay. 17 votes gave it a nay on the Patreon. Over on YouTube, 12% gave it a yay. 14 votes out of a total of, my math is terrible, 20, 30, 40, what's that, 47, 64, 70, 81 or so. Yeah, whatever. Not a big math person. So, yeah, there was some split. But, I mean, 12% yay, so 46% said it was either yay or somewhere in between. So no, I thought it was, and then of course we had kind of that sort of overshadowed big title win for the Revival. What do you think about that?
That was cool.
I love that finish.
Yeah, it was a good finish.
That finish was
great. But then you had weird stuff like this whole Elias thing where it felt like they were trying to play off him getting interrupted, but it seemed like they were just having production issues.
It did come off that way.
It came off like they were having production
like
issues.
you knew that they weren't, right? You knew that was just a gimmick.
Yeah.
It just looked ugly though.
It was really clumsy.
Yeah, it was pretty clumsy. I thought that was super weak. I thought the weakest bit for Raw for me last night, what made it feel like it was a million hours long, was the entirety of the mid card was Finn Balor, Drew McIntyre,
That took
Braun
almost
Strowman.
an entire hour.
I know. There were like 8 matches, all with the same people in the same amount of time, and it just kept on. It was terrible.
It was too much.
That was bad.
In the end, didn't really advance the story a whole lot.
No, all it did was serve to. It gave us the math that Finn's going to get screwed out of the IC title.
Yeah,
at
but we
Chamber.
kind of knew that anyways when it was a handicap match.
Yeah, that's weird. Also.
Anyway, show kicked off with Stephanie and Triple H in the ring. They hype up the Elimination Chamber card. I mean, honestly, until they started talking about it, I was like, oh, yeah. I kind of forgot Elimination Chamber was this weekend. But it is.
Oh, I didn't. I think it's a Chamber, man. They've been talking about those women tag titles all
I know. I'm excited about
now.
that in the men's Elimination Chamber match, but there's not a whole... I mean,
Rawgate Mutant. No, that's ours.
That's ours. So much of this card seems like it's just cobbled together at the last minute. Anyways, so Steph is about to give a medical update on Becky after they roll everything that happened last week. Recap package. She's interrupted by Becky. Becky comes down the ring. Triple H says that Becky, according to Becky's own doctors, who have since communicated with WWE's doctors, that Becky, after rehab, will be cleared for Mania. And so Becky's suspension is lifted. And then Steph says, but your match at Mania will only happen if Becky apologizes.
Realize your dreams, Becky. I find it funny that your dreams realize your dreams. Mania, it's the match you want to realize you're cleared, but
apologize.
You went too far.
Becky tells Triple H definitely to take their apology and shove it up their arse.
Your arse. You know what? The one thing, or one of the things that I really, really loved about Becky's, she's got that sort of what comes off as such an old school Irish mentality. You know, what you tried to do was steal from me. I loved that she put it that way. I thought that was very effective.
Yeah.
She said, what you did last week was try to steal from me, and where I come from, I don't apologize for that. You got what was coming to you, or even Steven. I shouldn't have to apologize. I really love that phrase. What you tried to steal from me. I love that.
Yeah. So anyways, Triple H tells Becky that she has the only on the show to apologize, or the Mania match is not gonna happen.
Yeah. Just don't let your pride get in the way. Just do
Dream.
it. Dream, and then the sign Mania.
Point.
Main event.
But no apology, no point at sign.
No apology. No point.
Next, Sasha and Bayley taking on Nia and Tamina, taking on the Riot Squad. A preview of Elimination Chamber Tag Team Women's Titles match.
That's going to be a hot match.
It's going to be pretty good. Although if Sasha's not cleared to compete, which seemingly she's not yet, that might complicate matters. So anyway, there's
going to have like a door malfunction, like
where she's stuck in the pod.
Oh, I think they're going to be first though. So that can't be the case. Because you don't start in a pod if you're first.
No.
There's no need for that.
Everybody else starts in pod.
Just be lingering for 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Unless they just want to, but they have to add 2 pods to the chamber. There's only 4 pods.
Is Elimination Chamber one of the matches where they have a whole screen filled with like
rules?
War Games? Like War Games has the whole screen of rules.
Yeah, there's rules before Elimination Chamber.
I'm looking forward to that.
Sasha and Bayley had a brief picture-in-picture promo beforehand.
It was really low volume.
Mm-hmm. As did Nia and Tamina.
Yeah. Did Tamina actually talk here?
Yeah, she talked.
Did she?
Yeah, she talked.
Right. Sasha and Bayley ran down all the road bumps Creative has given them over the past year.
Yeah, like fighting each other.
Fighting their
Although Bayley didn't mention the "you ain't shit" part.
Oh.
That might still be her career highlight on the main roster.
I think it might be, man. Not the title run, when she looked down at Sasha and clearly said, "You ain't shit," in front of like kids.
The world.
And the world.
A worldwide viewing audience.
Yeah.
Early on, Sasha was in first. She tagged out immediately. And then she was taken out ringside by Ruby Riott and Sarah Logan driven to the barricade. She was selling like some sort of shoulder issue.
Yeah.
Bayley hits a belly-to-belly on Liv. Tamina breaks it up with a kick to Bayley's face. And in the end, Bayley's pretty much wrestling this match for her own team. Nia pins her after a Samoa drop. And then now Bayley and Sasha are first in the Women's Elimination Chamber Tag Team title match.
Yep.
So
I wish they would. My only qualm with this is I wish they would have had Sasha fight to get back a little bit. Like Corey Graves even made that point.
Oh, yeah, about
he
Becky.
was like, she should have been like grabbing and scratching and clawing to get back to that ring to help her friend out. Instead, Sasha just sort of whimpered off with the rest of the medical staff and referees.
Next, we had a really good Mandy Rose Sonya Deville promo. Seemed very genuine. I like these promos.
I know they're well done.
They seem like they're just sitting them down and just shooting, essentially.
Yeah.
It's great.
I like them.
Talking about the importance of the tag titles. It's really good stuff. Next, Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre. Bob Lashley. Wait, did I skip the Elias
you
stuff?
missed
I
the
just skipped
Elias stuff.
Okay,
That's
this
usually
is weird.
my gimmick, man. I'm usually the one
sorry.
who skips
So
the
Elias is in the ring. He's introduced. He strums. We cut to Finn and Becky backstage.
She was asking. There were several segments where she was getting either
Advice.
solicited or unsolicited advice from various superstars about should she apologize, should she not. And Finn came down on the side of reason. He said, I know what it's like to not swallow my pride. You think it'd be easy to just slap Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush back here? It would, but sometimes you got to swallow your pride
and wait for a moment, an opportune moment to.
Exactly. So he was basically giving her the green light. As we all know, one-time mentor to Becky Lynch when she was super young. He said, you know what? It's probably better just swallow your pride.
At this moment, you can get your chance to.
What was that great line? He said, don't let he said something about the man at the end. I forgot what it was. It was a great line, though.
Yeah.
He said, don't let your pride get the best.
Oh, I think he said the pride has been the downfall of many men.
Many a man.
Many a man. Don't let me be the fall of the man.
Thank you. That was good. And then he walks off, and Becky says, thanks, Finn. By the way, your abs still look awesome. That was a great line.
It's truth.
And true.
Truth. So after that, back to the ring. Elias strums that E minor chord again, And then they roll a Seth Rollins video package. It all was so clumsily done. It just seemed like there was some production issues.
It was one of those things that was kind of, I mean, it's a clever idea, but when you're watching it, you sort of immediately go, oh, I know what they're doing. Okay.
But why is this so clumsy that some people might think, did someone get their cue wrong? So they roll the Seth Rollins video package highlighting his whole year. And then back to the ring, Elias strums that E minor chord again. This time he's interrupted by Lucha House Party.
I really love Lucha House Party, man. Even like when Kalisto gets on the mic, I don't know what it is. He comes off as genuine these days.
I know.
You just tell him to go out there and get to the point
of
things.
I know, they're great.
I really like them.
They're fun.
I'd be very sad if Grand Metalik was unhappy, as we've heard before.
I know.
You know, that'd be a bummer.
It would be.
Yeah. But I really like
they're
them.
They're a lot of fun. Lince Dorado's great.
They actually do inhabit that gimmick of, man, they're fun.
They're fun.
Yeah.
So they say they want to walk with Elias. Elias starts to sing, and then Lucha House Party gives the performance a huge thumbs down.
Well, because he runs down Grand Rapids, Michigan, he says he needs beer goggles to consider anybody there pretty.
That was a pretty good line.
That was a good line. And he said, oh, man, I forget. He said
probably compared the town to garbage. That's usually his go-to.
Usually his go-to.
That's his go-to.
Yeah, it was good. So, but the crowd booed because they're all from Grand Rapids.
Yeah.
And Lucha House Party gave it unanimous
thumbs down. And then Elias gets in their faces and says, do you think you could do better? And Kalisto says, yeah. So he grabs his guitar.
What did Grand Metalik say? Because he asked each one.
I thought he said that he could sing.
Oh, is that what he said? Okay.
Yeah.
Then Kalisto said, yeah, let me sit down. I'll do it.
And so Elias hands him his guitar. He picks a few notes. Not too bad. Elias is impressed. He says he wants to do a duet. Let me grab my guitar back here. And annihilates over Kalisto's back. Just annihilates.
And then he immediately bolts out of there.
That's great.
Oh, that was fun stuff.
Then the Mania Rose Sonya Deville promo, which was really good. Then Finn Balor versus Drew McIntyre.
Oh, my goodness. This just
Bob Lashley and Leo Rush with ringside, and they distract Finn right as the bell rings, so Drew McIntyre instantly gets the upper hand. It was an all right match. Just felt like the specter of Lashley and Rush ringside was just too much. He knew they were going to get involved again, so it didn't really last that long.
Yeah, like in kayfabe, John Cone is a terrible ref. Why would he, like, at the first hint of them of them getting in the business, why wasn't he like, okay, no, you're done.
I know.
Get out of here.
What business do they really have being down there?
Zero. None of the business.
They weren't at commentary. They weren't providing any entertainment value to the show. They were just milling about.
Right.
Kick them out, John Cone.
Kayfabe at Gorilla, like, what do they say? Do they just walk out there? Or do they get permission?
It seems like a very WCW thing where Leo Rush or Bob Lashley goes to Vince Triple H and says, kayfabe-wise, I'm going to ringside.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, who might have stopped you?
Yeah, exactly. No accountability here in WCW.
So,
did you say WCW or WCW?
I don't remember.
Okay.
Finn goes up for a coup de grace. Lashley pushes him off the top rope. Ref calls for the bell. DQ. And then Drew and Bob Lashley start beating down on Finn. Kurt Angle comes down the ring, tries to make the save. Baron comes down to attack and attacks Kurt while he has Leo Rush in the ankle lock. Then Braun comes down, kind of clears house. What do you think is going to happen next after commercial break?
A match with everybody that's in the ring.
6-man tag match. You got that right.
Interrupting that match. Anyways.
But
before we continue, here's a word from our sponsor, forhims.com. Hey, Larson.
What?
How's that? You know, you write this line for me, and it's just rude. You want me to say, how's that hairline of yours doing up there? Is it starting to retreat yet? Any bald spots yet?
Well, Steve.
That's just you're my friend. I am not saying it. I think you're a dapper man. Not going to say that.
Well, you did.
But for the purpose of this ad from the terrific Four Hymns, we'll go ahead and say it. Any bald spots yet, Larson?
Put that caveat in there. Well, Steve, it is easier to keep the hair you've got than replace what's already been lost. And if I'm looking to do something about this receding hairline, why would I try odd solutions when I can look to medicine and science? With forhims.com, you can get your hands on well-known generic equivalents to brand-name prescriptions to help you keep your hair.
All right, Larson, tell me.
What?
Do you have to waste any time anxiously sitting in a waiting room only to go in for an awkward doctor's visit to get your hands on some Hims?
Nope. With Hims, you get real doctors and medical-grade solutions to deal with your hair loss. Just go to forhims.com, answer a few questions, and a doctor will look over your order and bam!
Bang!
Products are shipped directly to your door. It's really that easy.
And right now, Going In Raw listeners can get a trial months of Hims for only $5 right now while supplies last. Go to forhims.com/GIR. That's FORHIMS.com/GIR HIMS.com/GIR. This would cost you hundreds if you went to a pharmacy or the doctor.
Again, we'd like to thank HIMS for sponsoring today's episode, and you're really helping out Going in Raw by going to forhims.com/GIR.
So anyways, then we had Kurt Angle.
That 6-man tag match.
Finn Balor, Braun Strowman versus Drew
Which was a
McIntyre,
mess unto itself.
Baron Corbin.
Because we effectively had 2 matches in one match.
I know. And I
Again, due
don't,
to the poor refereeing in this instance by one John Cone.
I feel I feel like they just like cut up. I don't know where these are all going to land at Mania. I'm assuming Finn's going to get that IC title. That seems obvious.
Yeah.
He just I really feel like he's above all of this.
Both he and Drew.
So hopefully after Mania he'll get into a quality. Hopefully he'll do a lot of good stuff with that IC title.
I hope so. That seems to be the trajectory. Although part of me is hoping he doesn't get the IC title and then goes over to SmackDown Live TV. Competes for that WWE title against Daniel Bryan. I think that'd be swell.
You know, it'd be cool. What if you have it both ways? He has the IC title. He goes to SmackDown with it.
Oh, they
SmackDown
trade the US
trades
title.
the US
Yeah,
title.
that could work.
And then he gets up to the. And then here's the thing: he has the IC title. He's got better creative because he's on SmackDown. And then he gets the WWE title, but he also has the IC title.
All the belts.
And then he goes and he beats whoever the tag title holders are
Miz and
for their
Shane.
titles.
Yeah, he gets those too.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. Great idea.
And then in an intergender attraction, he beats Asuka and gets the women's title as
all
well.
the belts.
Yeah.
Finn should have all the belts.
He really should.
So anyways, Kurt Angle hits an angle slam. Baron comes in and breaks. I mean, this wasn't a bad. These weren't bad matches. This didn't really advance anything. I didn't feel like.
Yeah, when they're spinning their wheels, it's just not terribly interesting.
It's like, okay, well, let's get all these stories put together in one match, and something good will happen with it.
Here's the thing, also, just toss Leo Rush into this match. I
Yeah.
love watching him.
Oh,
wrestle.
he's great.
He's so much fun.
Baron breaks up the pin. Lashley hits his finisher on Finn. Finn gets his foot in the bottom rope, but John Cone misses it. Counts the pinfall victory for Team Lashley. However, crowd's booing. A bunch of refs run out and said, "Hey, John Cone, you screwed up. This is what really happened." And without even reviewing the video evidence, I believe, John Cone decides to restart the match.
So I know this guy got on my radar fairly recently. The ref who came down to tell John Cone that he screwed up again, he's newer than John Cone, from what I can tell anyways. He's the Heath Slater looking guy.
Yeah.
That isn't Heath Slater.
Well, the one that's like the Heath Slater, Dean Ambrose
amalgam.
amalgam. Yeah.
He had to come down. He's like, man, I've only been here for like 6 weeks.
And even I could see that you messed up, John Cone.
The funny thing is, here's the crazy thing about it. The position of John Cone was directly, like I thought he moved into that position in order to witness the rope thing, because he literally swung into position right next to the rope, and I was like, oh, he's doing that because Finn is obviously going to put his foot on the rope.
Yeah.
Man,
I'll
make
tell
him
you,
look
man.
like an idiot.
I'll tell you, man. I'll tell you. Anyways, match is restarted. Lashley goes for a spear. Braun counters with a power slam, and then Finn hits a coup de grace on Lashley, pick up the win.
Yeah.
They make you think the math's going to mean Finn's win that title at Elimination Chamber. Then they swerved you. So now the math says that Lashley's going to retain, but of course he's going to retain. It's a handicap match.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like a DQ finish.
Yeah, it's going to be a wonky finish.
Yeah.
Next, this was great. Kevin Owens is sitting at a bowling alley and decided to do an iPhone promo.
Give me an hour this week. Give me an hour of Kevin Owens.
I want bowling lessons from Kevin Owens. I mean, obviously he doesn't know how to bowl because he rolled the gutter ball.
Doesn't matter.
I still want to take bowling lessons from him.
Yeah, or just with him. Take a bowling class. Remember we took bowling class? You took it twice.
I did because I love bowling.
Did you get credit each time you took it? You could do that? You could just take
Maybe not. Maybe I just realized it was a really good value. You pay, what, was it $13 a credit?
Yeah.
So I paid $13 for bowling.
Yeah, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
For like, I got weekly, like 2 hours of bowling.
Yeah. I got pretty decent too.
Yeah,
I rolled like a 200 and something, 225 or something like that. I think that's my high
Wow.
score.
Impressive.
I got pretty decent at it.
Yeah. Good job.
I don't think I do that now. It's back when I had my curve perfect.
Bowling for me is all mental.
It's a lot. It's like a lot of other games or athletic endeavors. It's all about muscle memory and getting your form exactly the same way every time.
For me, it's about headspace. It's, man, I get on a roll. And
I guess in your head?
I get in my head.
You get 2 strikes in a row and you really want that turkey.
Yeah.
And then
Wrong.
you spin a 7.
Yeah. I'm my own worst enemy.
Yeah. But then again, if your form's perfect every time and you have confidence in your form, you can extinguish those thoughts. He's like, all right, I'll trust muscle memory in my form, and it'll be good.
Nah, man.
It's all about getting the right rotation on that spin.
Headspace.
So you hit right between the front pin, the one next to it.
He's coming back in a month.
Yeah, about a month, he said. So that's before Mania.
Is there anything, like, when I watched this promo, I was like, man, is he coming back as, like, some sort of, like, awesome everyman? Like, he's bowling.
Maybe.
He's being very matter-of-fact. He said,
He's talking about,
didn't tell me what brand I'm going to go on. I've been watching Raw and SmackDown.
He said it was difficult to watch because he was watching people out there doing stuff that he's the very best at doing. But before that, he really talked about taking this opportunity while hurt to be with his family.
Oh, man, it was great. It was like,
I mean, it is an everyman type thing.
I wonder if he's going to come back as hopefully as like a tweener, like a face guy.
Yeah, I hope so.
I love it.
I hope so.
I love it.
He's not a heel, but he's not afraid to say that he's the very best.
Right, exactly.
Anyways, he said he'll be back in about a month. No word on whether Raw or SmackDown. Hopefully SmackDown.
Yeah, they have no idea. They don't know what they're doing.
No.
Maybe
it'll be Kevin Owens, Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
Boy,
that'd be stellar.
Else. That'd be stellar.
Stellar. Next, Becky Lynch interview. Charlie asks her, are you going to let down your fans if you don't apologize?
Charlie, once again, was...
She didn't have as much stank on her questions as she did last week, though.
This in this one in particular, it was like, are you going to let down your fans by not giving them what they want?
And Becky says, that's none of your business.
It's none of your business.
Next, Nikki Cross versus Ruby Riot.
Could have done without this.
Yeah, this match was interrupted by a Becky Ronda segment backstage.
Not huge on Nikki Cross eating losses.
I know, where Ronda's like imploring Becky just to apologize so they don't lose their huge WrestleMania moment.
Yeah, I can chalk this one down to on one hand, I'm happy Ruby Riot picked up a singles victory. It was a quality win. I thought that was good. I think that one of the problems though with Elimination Chamber, and you've pointed out, so like there's some cool things about Elimination Chamber. They've really built up this women's tag thing to matter.
Yeah,
I really appreciate that aspect of it. The SmackDown Men's Elimination Chamber. Granted, we know the outcome of that one because they just had that title made up.
But should still be a good match.
The most egregious one of all these, though, is the Raw Women's Championship match.
They're looking just right past it.
So far past it. This is like barely a speed bump.
And they try to mention, well, Ruby Riot could really throw a speed bump in this whole thing. No.
Not even a possibility.
I just feel like they're insulting our intelligence by even booking this match. I mean, it's great for Ruby Riot. She gets a title opportunity at a pay-per-view. Good for her. I'm sure she'll put in a really great performance. But from a storytelling perspective, it's such an afterthought.
Like we know
that Ronda's going to win.
We knew that Finn was going to lose to Brock at Rumble. We knew that.
Yeah.
But man, how many? We had a lot of people saying, "Hey, but what if he was the demon and he picked up the win? What if he? Are you sure? Are you sure?
And then
any possibility?
On the Go Home show, one of the previous shows, they set up where Vince was setting things up with the whole David Goliath thing.
Yeah.
That if Finn doesn't win, it would validate everything. Essentially, heel Vince was saying. It puts a thought in your head. Well, Vince heel really shouldn't be on the winning side of this argument.
You can fake it. You can build it. Build it, knowing that it's not going to happen. But they haven't even tried.
No, they haven't bothered.
They have not even tried. Just giving Corey Graves a couple of lines to read.
Yeah,
that's not really building anything, man.
No, it's not. It's not building anything at all.
Why are you even having this match?
Doesn't make a lick of sense. Sense.
Keep Ronda off it and just do a little thing with Becky or Charlotte or something. I don't know.
Yeah. There are things that can be done.
Yeah.
Next, we got a Seth Rollins promo. He came to the ring, talked about winning the Rumble. Childhood dream. Said he's going to do...
2-minute Ruby Riot promo would have been nice.
Yeah. Seth said he's going to do anything, and everything to get that Universal title off Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
And then Paul Heyman comes down, interrupts him. He introduces Brock, but Brock's not there, of course. He does this whole, Brock's going to win. Hey, Seth, you're great, but you're not the caliber of athlete that Brock Lesnar is. Brock's going to win, and that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. And then Seth says he'll go so far as to sell his soul to the devil himself.
Man, if somebody over there...
walk away Mania Universal Champion.
Somebody over there at Boom Studios isn't paying attention. I want to see, because Seth's probably going to win at Mania.
Oh, yeah.
I want to see Seth selling his soul to the devil to get that title in a Boom Studios WWE comic book.
Yep.
That's what you guys got to be writing right now.
Yep. And then Seth says, that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Ooh.
And Heyman had a look on his face like he was a little bit concerned.
What about now? Seth Rollins visits. There's still 2 months till Mania. He visits Bray Wyatt.
There you go.
Then he says, "I hear you know Satan."
Hey, Brady, you still have demonic powers. Hey, man. I just do so in the production truck, man.
Nah, man, I know Lucifer himself.
He works in the production truck.
Yeah.
His real name's just Lou.
His name's Lou. He's a good guy. Knows After Effects.
So anyways, after that, Dean Ambrose comes down the ring, asks for the mic, and says, only thing I got to say to you is slay the beast.
I got to say to you, slay the beast.
And then he goes and chills out ringside.
What?
He's doing all the honors on the way out, man. Put Seth over.
Oh, man.
Ultimately get a job to EC3.
Yeah. Hey, they're still using him, though. That's good. At least they're using him.
Yep.
Yeah, slay the beast.
Yeah. Iconics did their promo next. Was it the same one they rolled last week?
Probably. I know.
Anyway, it's still really good.
Might be different footage, but yeah, it was good. It was fine.
It was good. Then Dean Ambrose versus EC3. It was fine. Dean picked up kind of like a fluke win with a cradle.
He did the same thing EC3 did to him the week before.
So this would be another one of the Dolph Bob Roode things, where the first 2 matches they just beat each other with roll-ups.
Oh Lord,
that's what this is going to be.
Didn't they do that like 7 matches?
Yeah, they did. And
they did that a lot, didn't they?
And then their best match, the 2 out of 3 falls match, like half the match happened during a picture-in-picture commercial break on SmackDown. Oh my
gosh!
And one of the pinfalls happened during a commercial break.
Yeah, I remember.
It was pretty lousy. Next, Becky and Alexa backstage. Alexa's telling Becky not to apologize.
So we look up to you backstage, and we think you should not apologize. And Becky says, "Oh, I see what you're doing. If I don't apologize, my spot will be up." I'm just turning into Tyson Tebow now. She says, "If I don't apologize, my spot at WrestleMania will be up for grabs, and you're probably going to go after it." And Alexa was like, "Fine. You don't think I'm serious? Then go out there and apologize. Everybody's going to call you a sellout. You violate your own principles." And so I was like, wait. Was Alexa trying to be manipulative?
Yeah.
Or was she not?
And then Becky says, "There's not a genuine bone in your whole body. If I go out there and apologize, you don't think I'm going to be selling out for WrestleMania?"
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good line. After that, we had a fantastic match. Rude and Gable versus Revival.
Man, Chad Gable's something else.
He is something else.
He's really good. That rolling German suplex.
He was really heavily featured in this match.
That rolling German suplex is amazing.
Magnifique.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. The finish saw. It was a pretty long. It was a 20-minute match.
Yeah,
so.
I think it was not quite the 40-minute house show match, but like at one point, Rude and Gable was going for their finisher, Revival reverse, but instead they hit like this blockbuster German suplex combo that was crazy.
Yeah.
Scott Dawson broke that up. Revival hit Doomsday Device. Rude breaks that up. In the end, Gable goes for like a second rope cross body and gets caught with a shatter machine.
That was a great finish.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. And the Revival win their tag titles. They go backstage. Charlie's waiting for them, and they're happy they won the titles. Mm-hmm. So confirmed they were happy about that.
Mm-hmm. At least in kayfabe, yes.
So, I mean, I wonder, is that... So that's cool. They go backstage a couple weeks ago, say, yeah, we don't want to be here anymore. Well, that was a couple months ago now.
About a month ago, a month and a half ago.
And they say, yeah, we want out of here. And then they say, no, you're good. We'll just make the tag division better. And now it's a bit better. Better matches. No more of that wonky Lucha House Party stuff.
Yeah, House Party rules.
Yeah. And in a series of terrific matches, the Revival pick up the tag titles. Mm-hmm. So we'll see if they can keep the Revival happy by continuing to feature quality entertainment within the tag division.
Yes. And that's the key. That's the key.
Revival
Letting these quality tag teams show off their skills.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Main event segment saw Becky Lynch walk to the ring. She was met there by Triple H and Stephanie. And they again tell her, you got to do this if you want this. And she says, all right, let's get this out of the way. I'm sorry. But she says, I want assurance that, she says, I don't trust you. I want all assurances that you're not going to take this opportunity away from me. And Triple H's like, no, done. Shake hands. They leave. Ronda comes down the ring. You think they're going to start hyping up the Mania match right then and there.
Yeah.
And then Vince comes out to the ramp. Says, I don't appreciate your bad attitude, Becky. Same with you, Ronda. He says, Becky, you call yourself the man. I'm the man.
Wait, hold on wait a second.
What?
Yeah, he did. He mentioned Ronda, huh?
Yeah.
What's wrong with her at it? What possible reason did Vince have?
They're doing this so Charlotte is the heel in this match, and they can keep Becky face and Ronda face. That's why he said that. That's why.
That's funny, man.
And he says, Becky, you call yourself the man. I'm the man. He says, I won't accept your apology. You're suspended for 60 days. That, oh, yeah, it takes you 5 days past Mania. You're not in the match. Here's your replacement in that match. Charlotte Flair.
Yeah. She comes out, big giant grin on her face. People are like, boo.
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. I liked it, man. I thought it was a recognition of what'll really get under the fan's skin. Let's do that.
Oh, I definitely did.
I love that. Could you imagine? This is how they should have been doing Roman Reigns, man. Just make him company guy till they turn him face, and it'll be super over.
Yeah, I know.
They should have done it.
I know.
Instead of like, I mean, it's all perception, but I don't know.
Anyways, then Vince says to Ronda, hey, this is the image you better get used to because this is what's happening at the end of Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Me raising Charlotte's arm in victory. So not only is Charlotte in the match, he says about Charlotte, essentially, she stays in her lane.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't cause any issues.
Yeah, she stays in her lane.
Pretty much saying company, she's
guy.
all about the company.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you should be.
She should redub Charlotte company man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I thought it was good. I liked it. I like that we're gonna get like a good story. I think they learned from that Daniel Bryan thing, man. I think they're gonna get us a good, decent story going to WrestleMania.
I hope so.
Yeah. Anyways, let's
do question time. Yes.
Questions.
First from somebody message retracted. Thank you, Graham. Too sweet me. Hey guys, did you post the match chat reminder last week? It wasn't on my feed. Yes. Kyle Mushigan missed a live show yesterday, but my homie and I are on the same section and row as you all. See you there. Oh,
who's that?
Kyle Mushigan.
Hey, Kyle. What's up, dude?
You don't have to yell at him.
What's up, Kyle's friend? Wait, same row as us?
Same row, yeah.
I'll still yell. Hey, what's up? You good?
Tried the hot dogs yet?
You want beer?
Mike Lucas. What's a bigger feat? Jericho winning the undisputed title, beating The Rock and Stone Cold, or Rollins beating Roman and Cena and lasting over an hour? I mean, historically speaking, is what Jericho did, because he beat the two top names of the Attitude Era to become the first undisputed champion.
What was the second option? I'm sorry.
Or Rollins beating Cena and Roman lasting over an hour. From an athletic standpoint, Rollins' feat was more impressive because he lasted over an hour.
Oh, if you look at the way Jericho won that, like at Vengeance, if you watch it, it was basically a gauntlet with the two biggest names in history.
He had a lot of help winning those matches too.
Oh yeah,
there was interference and such. Robert Lawback, how does the addition of Charlotte affect Asuka?
Undecided. Don't know.
They should move Nikki Cross over to SmackDown. Asuka versus Nikki Cross.
Yeah, no, they've already buried Nikki Cross, man. I'd love that. I just don't know. I don't know what gets a SmackDown Women's title off the kickoff. I don't know.
It's probably gonna be Asuka and Carmella, maybe. Where Asuka gets her win back after Carmella beat her twice, but they're both faces now.
Yeah, I don't see that being the case. Look,
Asuka versus Mandy.
In this case, I don't have faith because I still think they think of Asuka in the SmackDown Women's title now that Charlotte is up. They just think of it as an afterthought. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know, but I don't have a lot of faith that it's going to be something great. I don't. I hope they prove me wrong on that. I really do.
Me too.
I want to be pleasantly surprised, but right now I don't have faith. I think that they're okay when Triple H puts everything he has into one story. I think that story will be fine, but then so many things are collateral damages; they just get ignored. In this case, it's probably going to be that, and that's a bummer.
It is a bummer. It is a bummer. It is a huge bummer.
Jay Sean Lawrence here on the Patreon. Would you guys rather see the WWE's Four Horsewomen close the show with all the belts, or the last ever Shield fist bump? Four Horsewomen. I think that's what I prefer to see.
Yeah, but it's not going to. I mean, it can't happen.
Well,
now.
no, I'd prefer to see the Four Horsewomen close the show. Not with all the belts, because that would necessitate Charlotte taking the title off Asuka, which doesn't make any sense given what we're probably going to get. But I'd be fine with the Four Horsewomen closing the show. Like if Ronda taps out, Charlotte gives Becky her props. Sasha Bailey come down.
Yeah, you had it right.
And they all stand for. I like that. I think it's good.
Why not have both? Have all. We can have the last Shield fist bump and that.
Oh, so they're all the Four Horsewomen are in them. And
no.
Shield.
No, two different segments. Seth wins.
There can only be one close of the show. He says, "What closes the show?"
Oh, it'll be the Four Horsewomen, but we can still have both moments.
How about both moments at the same time? Then the Shield come down. Dean comes down, everybody's like, whoa, what's going on? Intergender special attraction? No. Then Seth Rollins comes down. He's got the title, the Universal title.
And then Roman shows up.
And then they all Shield fist bump. And everybody's just confused.
All 7 of them.
Are they all the Shield now?
No, they all throw up the 4 horsewomen sign.
Oh, it's so confusing. They're bumping while they're...
Yeah, there you go. Mike Vernier, first super chat after my first live wrestling event. My section sucked, but I still had fun being the only one who cheered for EC3 in the revival. Say yeah.
Yeah.
Matthew Smith, you guys are awesome. Thank you, Matthew.
Kane Carnage, we talk about Finn winning the Intercontinental Championship, and you would imagine holding it to Mania and beyond him holding it. But we also suspect Finn going to SmackDown on the shakeup. See, I don't suspect that. I just really want it.
Yes.
He said, could we see the Intercontinental title on SmackDown after Mania? I think it's a possibility. I think
it's entirely
especially,
possible.
It's a fairly prestigious title. If you want that title on Fox, I could see that being the case.
Jack Daddy Ref, Rich Hardesty. I'll be okay with this move if the finish is beginnings of a Charlotte and Becky reconnecting to plant seeds towards Horsewoman versus Horsewoman. Yeah, but if Ronda, as reported, is going to be taking a break, it kind of puts all that in doubt, and it really depends on how quickly Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke can kind of get up to speed in the ring.
He's talking about planting seeds, man.
No, definitely. But, without any idea of how long, assuming the reports are true, that Ronda's going to be taking a break to maybe start a family. What if she's out for 2 years?
Hey,
other things could come up.
2 years fly by pretty quick.
What if Marina Shafir and or Jessamine Duke can't really get up to speed in the ring?
Oh, well, then it's going to fall apart.
Yeah,
it'll fall apart. Let's see here. Alex Foster, what would you guys be doing in the background of segments? Rochambeau. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Yeah. Drinking coffee, too, probably. There at the bottom, my main issue is who's Asuka?
Both, man.
You don't think so?
No. You need this to slam it on.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
You might, but I don't. There at the bottom, my main issue is who's Asuka going to wrestle now. We talked about that already.
Everybody's
hopefully Nikki Cross. Well, yeah, for good reason.
How about this? Special attraction, intergender special attraction.
All right.
The NXT UK champion Walter versus Asuka.
All right.
Oh,
Asuka goes over. Just Omega Man, I was at Raw last night, and holy booze at the end.
Yeah, man, I love it. Leonidas Maximus Titanicus. What is the reason why the McMahons invited Becky to Raw instead of, going to SmackDown, the show she's actually on? Well, I think she's technically on, both now. She's on SmackDown, but she's challenging the Raw title.
Now she won't be because she's out of the match.
You're suspended.
She's just on SmackDown.
I'm surprised. Nobody's asked the question, what's going to happen next week? Is Becky is she going to show up tonight on SmackDown? Is she going to, invade?
She's not suspended. Oh, yeah, she is suspended. That's right. Okay, yeah.
She's suspended now. She actually going to be gone for 60 days? We'll see her week after Mania?
No. And Combs, 1986.
Pull the trigger on that.
I know. I think, this is going to lead to a storyline. No, it's just how they do it. The storyline is she's suspended for 60 days. Hey, guys, I'm in Section 6 for Double Nothing, but I'm going by myself, so I can't trade with you. Deeply sorry, but I'm glad you're going to be there. Oh, we wouldn't ask anybody to trade seats with us.
Oh, man, go enjoy it.
Go and have a good time. Section 6.
So way down there?
Yeah.
What's his name? Nicholas.
Yeah.
Hey, Nicholas! What's going on? It's me, Steve.
Larson's here, too.
Eddie Infamous, forget WWE. I want to know what Kota Ibushi's finally signing with New Japan means for All Elite, considering Kenny said that Kota would be making some appearances there.
I don't think he necessarily signed, did he? He just said he wants to stick around for a couple more years.
We haven't got confirmation one way or the other, but I kind of read between the lines, and when he says, I want to be here for 3 years, I feel that kind of means he might have signed for 3 years.
Right. I mean, it's entirely
but we have no confirmation either way.
None.
Although I did see his quote about Kenny when they asked him,
"Oh yeah,
how do you feel about Kenny?" He says, "I don't think about him anymore." I kind of wonder if something actually went down between the two guys.
No, I doubt it. El Hijo del, I think it's the howdy doody.
El Hijo del Diddler.
Yeah,
son of the Diddler.
Yeah. Who would you rather see break Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental title record, Finn, Mustafa Ali, or Almas? A lengthy run.
So Finn already has the accolade of being
first universal champion. I'm stuck in our universe. Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa Ali has to be pretty happy. Almas is not happy. I want him to be happy.
All right.
And I want him to tell all his good buddies from the Lucha scene.
Yes.
WWE es bueno.
Yeah.
Right? To guys like Rush, Bandito. Es muy bueno aquí.
Yeah.
Vamos.
Yes.
WWE.
Yeah. He also says breathe with a switchblade.
Yeah. You know what's funny is that I was thinking about it because I was thinking about just like Finn Balor, because who doesn't think about Finn Balor? You know?
Constantly, yes.
Just
constantly,
right?
Yes.
And I was thinking, Switchblade's been using the real thing. And it's just flat. He's got to find his own. He's got to find his.
Well, he has the switchblade thing. He should just do that.
Right. Yeah.
He's not to do the real thing.
He's just too. I don't know. You go back and look at Prince Devitt. He's like, oh, he's scary. He's so intense, real, like doing execution style stuff. And then Switchblade's like, yeah, I'm menacing. Look at me. I call myself like a knife.
I think he can be. The thing is, he shouldn't be doing the gun stuff. It should also be knives with him.
Right, yeah.
So instead of doing this to people's heads, he should just be doing this to people's heads.
He should be like grabbing them and doing this, like super violent.
Yeah.
He's just too mellow.
Maybe he's all simmering, and I got to watch more.
It's not really, though. Watch his press conference. This isn't watching the dude.
No, all right.
He's a terrific wrestler, though.
Yeah, he's
not
great.
Crapping on him.
His character work is a lot better than it was when he first debuted.
In ring, yeah. It's the cutthroat era now, is what it is. Right, because I'm a Switchblade.
Well, he's a champion now, so get used to him.
No, I'm a champion.
James Cowie, what are they going to do with Drew? He doesn't have a match on Sunday. He'll get involved in one of them. Hopefully, it'd be him and Cena at Mania. I think that'd be really good.
Who? Oh, Drew.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Drew and Cena would be awesome.
Let's see here. CM Punk finds it insulting. Oh, there at the bottom. Handicap title matches are one of my WWE pet peeves. Power rank the 5 worst Vince McMahonisms. Wait, are those two separate
what
issues?
No.
He says he doesn't like handicap title matches.
Oh, okay.
When's the last time we saw one?
I don't remember.
I think it's been a little while. I can't really remember. I mean, no? Yeah. He says powering the 5 worst of Vince McMahonisms. Well, these days, number one is just him being on TV when he clearly has no desire to be.
And it shows so much. Maybe his voice doesn't sound like that, except when he has to muster up the enthusiasm to get on TV.
Dude, you saw that XFL. Well, I don't know what it. Yeah, we don't know.
Oh yeah, the XFL press conference. That was quite honestly. Hey, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be forward facing publicly at all anymore. And yet, I'm obligated to be that.
Liam Wagner wants to know what will Eric Rowan's shirt be tonight?
Oh, good question.
He says he thinks it's either going to be Mastodon.
Yeah, I was about to say Mastodon too.
Or what is this? Meshuggah?
Yeah, Meshuggah.
Yeah.
Mastodon's really good.
I've actually heard of Mastodon before.
I've heard of Meshuggah. They've been around for a while.
Sounds familiar.
Mastodon's a really good band. Mm-hmm. Locaine, Heath Slater, Dean Ruff has been there for years. Lol. He's been there a little while. But
really?
I think John Cohn's probably been there longer.
Did he just grow a beard?
He did just grow a beard.
Okay.
The beard's new.
Okay. Well, that's why then.
Or new-ish. El Hijo. They should have let Ambrose lead Sandy. Thoughts? Well, he's leaving. Gone.
Well, maybe the point
No,
is...
Eric Young's a perfectly good leader.
Maybe the question is, would that have made Dean Ambrose happy to lead a group that's never on TV?
No.
Maybe they would have been on TV then. But no, yeah, they have a perfectly good leader.
Yeah, Eric Young's great.
Eric Young, who I think is probably a decade older than Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, might be.
Wolfpack for life. Is there anyone that gets a better reaction than Baron Corbin? The crowd erupts with boos when he comes out.
Yeah, he gets a lot of heat.
He says he thinks is the good kind of booze,
It
not
is.
the go-away booze.
It is. It's good heat.
I think he's a good heel.
Yeah, he is. Ever since he got fired, he's got a massive amount of heel heat on him.
I love that I saw on Twitter, the WWE put out a thing saying Braun and Baron was going to fight at Chamber. I don't know what it was. I forget what it was. And somebody, a fan, WWE follower, responded to the tweet with like, oh, man, every time I see Baron Corbin, oh, it's so annoying. I hate him. But he didn't tag Baron Corbin. He didn't tag him. And then Baron Corbin responded to him and said, yeah, but I see you're following me. Find different ways to act like you're cool or something like that. And I was like, oh, no.
He searched his name.
Oh, no.
Oakley Tiger. Kevin Owens should show up with the Undisputed Era at Fastlane. I mean, that'd be cool. Still feel like there's, I don't know.
This is a good question.
What?
Bud Ryan makes a good point here. Should refs be fired if they keep missing rope breaks and tags?
Yeah.
Why is John Cone still a ref? He makes so many mistakes kayfabe-wise. That's a good point.
At least be suspended.
Refs need to be fired and suspended.
There should be disciplinary hearings for the referees, and we should see that all on TV or at least on WWE YouTube.
I agree. Yeah, make that a network special.
I mean, if there's like a wrestler's court backstage for the wrestlers, it should be the same for referees. All the referees should get together and say, John, you're giving us a bad name because your refereeing has been garbage of late.
Who's mediating this? Who's the judge?
Oh, it's got to be Kyoto. No, Little Nate.
Yeah, Little Nate.
Who is the longest tenured ref? Who carries most weight backstage?
Oh, man.
Little Nate.
Penultimate Tommy Wiseau. Westminster Dog Show is happening this week. Does that mean Raw's going to be preempted?
No, Raw was on last night.
Remember when they used to do that? And they were like, why are we being preempted for a dog show? We're going to TNN or Spike or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, Penultimate Tommy Wiseau says, should managers and their respective wrestlers hold a similar type of event? Should they hold a dog show?
I don't get the question.
Well, obviously, yeah. I think, yeah, they should. I would love to see a dog show run by wrestlers.
Okay, if that's the question, then sure.
Did you see that? There was a video floating around Twitter of, those great, it was probably from the Westminster Dog Show. Those obstacle courses they have dogs run that are amazing?
Oh, yeah. I saw the one with the bulldog. That was cool.
Oh, no. It was like one little, little furry dog.
Yeah, how fast. Yeah, how fast
Oh,
it was.
my God.
Those agility courses, yeah.
The one where it was like going in and out of the, holy moly.
Like the cone drill.
That was amazing.
Josh Little, after Seth promo, was a likelihood that he will slay the beast. Right now, it's like 2% botch that Brock wins.
Oh, yeah. Seth wins 100%.
Seth wins.
Yeah.
Joe Juarez, what was shocking was Cole saying wrestling. I missed that. He say wrestling?
Oh, I didn't pay attention. Prediction tag champ AO Worm. So will Becky just start invading the show until she's in the match? Mm-hmm. Well, okay, so here's the thing that I kind of like about it is that they did a cutaway to Triple H and Stephanie while Vince was rambling on. And Triple H looked like obviously like he had no idea that Vince was going to do this.
Yeah.
And so Triple H and Steph, being a man and woman right now in the moment of their word, they got what they wanted. So they gave Becky her assurance.
Yeah.
And now they're going to have an issue. And that, I think, could make for an interesting story.
Or could it be more McMahon than we really want? Sawbone Sanchez, thoughts on why Kushida and Shane Strickland were not at the Performance Center for new signees? Well, I don't think Shane Strickland signed yet.
I don't think he signed. And Kushida's, he doesn't even be going to the Performance Center. He's not. You just put him in the ring, dude.
Yeah, send him to SmackDown.
You just toss him right in the ring.
Kushida versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania.
Kushida versus Ray versus Almas.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Just Omega Man, I popped so hard when the Revival won. Say yeah.
Yeah. James Rodriguez did the wait, who was that?
Oh, Omega Man. So I popped so hard when the Revival won.
James did the final segment feel like the perfect representation of the struggles that fans have with WWE creative. At first we see Triple H saying something that gives the fans what they want. Only for Vince to come out at the literal last minute and change his mind about who he wants to push.
Well, that was all done to make the fans upset.
Yeah.
They're trying to make the fans upset in this scenario. So when Becky is put back in the match, the fans will respond in the opposite fashion. They will cheer overwhelmingly.
They will cheer instead of boo.
Yeah.
Last night we got the boo.
The boo. Yeah.
Boo leads to the cheer.
Yes. Drew every day. Name one main roster storyline in the last decade that convinces you they'll stick the landing with Becky Lynch. Roman, Brock, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk. It's probably Daniel Bryan.
That just stick the landing with Becky. Yeah, Daniel Bryan. And for that matter, kind of CM Punk with the Money in the Bank stuff.
Yeah.
No, my biggest thing is just you look at Daniel Bryan and you look at the 2004. Let's see here. No.
El Hijo. Anyone else ready for the Sky Pirates to be on main? Yeah. Io Shirai and Kairi Sane should be the sixth team in the Elimination Chamber tag match, man, and they should win it. Especially if Sasha's hurt. John Mackey, are we looking at a Charlotte-Vince alliance? Yes. That seemed abundantly clear last night.
Yes, correct. In fact, I'm looking forward to that Ric Flair birthday celebration.
Oh, that's going to be interesting.
Part of the story.
Oh, yeah.
Neil Chopra, do you agree that losing talent will actually be beneficial to WWE? They have lots of amazing wrestlers and struggle utilizing them.
Yes.
Crazy to think Samoa Joe still hasn't held a championship on the main roster. Cheers. Yeah, I think you're right.
No, I think they got relieve the pressure.
Yep. Priceless Prince Cruz. After listening to your ideas on All Elite Wrestling, maybe focusing on tag team wrestling, do you believe the New Day are WWE for life, or due to their ties with Kenny and the Young Bucks, give the idea the New Day that there might be life for the New Day in All Elite Wrestling? I think the fact that Xavier Woods was allegedly, according to some reports, one of the people trying to recruit Kenny Omega to WWE. I would find it difficult to believe the New Day would ever leave. On top of that, he's got that up, down thing, which is directly which is owned by WWE. And I think he might see a future post wrestling in that.
Yeah.
I think it'd be silly for him to leave.
Yeah, I think so too. Definitely.
I'm looking at these first time questions here. Oh, wow. Kineku Bone Man, who's a better rapper? John Cena or the Macho Man? Be a Man. Oh, yeah.
Oh, John Cena.
Did you ever listen to Macho Man? I think I listened to one track.
I listened to that song, the Be a Man song. Cena's a better rapper.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he is. But, I give A for effort to Macho Man.
Yeah, he tried.
I'm just going to hit up Discord really quick.
Are we going to start including that in our rankings, our math?
Rapping skills?
No, just talents outside the ring.
No.
Okay, that's it.
Well, okay, hold on a second. Here's the problem with that. Yeah, no, that's included kind of in Legacy.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
Because Benoit would get a big fat -10 in Legacy. He'd be the only guy I think who gets negatives in Legacy. But you look at everything else, he does pretty good. But Legacy will kill his score.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, man, a couple people here in Discord, Jimmy Thomas and Henry Harris, both pointing out that you're wearing a hoodie from a certain company.
Yeah, I found this in the back of my closet.
Henry Harris says, owning Machinima confirmed? Do we own Machinima? Are you owning Machinima?
No. I just needed a hoodie, and I found this.
I miss mine. I don't know what happened to mine, but it's a very comfy.
It is a good. It's a good hoodie. This is back from the custom loadout days.
You just wanted to drop a custom loadout.
I know,
reference.
Man. I know.
Isn't it crazy that they didn't take so full advantage? Look at how Rooster Teeth does it with their huge merchandise line that's immaculate. And Machinima never thought to put out more than a couple little things and no real push behind it. They would have sold merch hand over fist.
Yeah, they didn't really push the merch of their branded in-house shows.
That's insane.
It'd been cool if they had made a 10 for the win shirt.
I know.
They never did though.
Somebody needs to make a 10 for the win.
I really wish I'd bought back when they had that Respawn shirt and they had Sark and Hutch and Nanners and Respawn.
I know.
I wish I'd bought that one back in the day. I thought that was cool.
I know. Anyways, that's pretty much it. I want to mention this really quick on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. At the $20 mark, you get the Friendo Care Package. It's a comic book, stickers, and a double-sided poster of Top Notch and Mecha Santa. So you have to decide.
No decision.
You have to decide.
It's Top Notch.
Where you want your Mecha Santa side to be placed up. You also get
Top Notch side, man.
A postcard. It's all legacy stuff. So our old school logo. You can only find this stuff on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson.
Correct.
Thanks everybody for tuning in. We've got an episode of Overrun for the $5 and up patrons.
Truth Exposed Day.
It's Truth Exposed Day. Patrick Sparks, I know hopefully you're watching. We need a Truth Exposed video. We're going to expose a conspiracy today or a supernatural
Ricky
creature.
Scurvy says SmackDown preview botched again. There's so much to talk about today. Maybe we'll do that in post show. We'll do SmackDown preview and Overrun today.
Ouch. We're paywalling the SmackDown preview. Here's my preview
Ran out of time.
SmackDown. It's going to be. It's literally podcast. We can do whatever we want. We don't have to. You don't have to. We can do it. You want to do it?
Well, I mean, if we're gonna do the official thing, we'll just run through it like we did.
I don't want to all of a sudden just paywall it.
All right. I understand that. I'm just saying, but we should still do it.
Yeah, we'll do a SmackDown preview.
Real quick,
just a real quick one.
We'll just run through
what
the headlines are for the day.
There you go. Preview. There you go.
What do we expect? High stakes gauntlet match to take.
The headlines are up above. There you go.
But they're also right here in larger font.
All in one place.
High stakes gauntlet match take place. Decide who enters last in Elimination Chamber match. That'd be cool. Everybody from the Elimination Chamber match is gonna be in that. That's cool. The Usos join Shane and Miz for McMiz TV. Should be Miz Man TV.
And then will Andrade start to end? Will he start to end the legend of Rey Mysterio? They could have worded that less.
A lot better.
Will this be the beginning of
the end? I know.
Of the legend of Rey Mysterio, thanks to Andrade.
Yeah. What does Charlotte Flair's WrestleMania shocker mean for Team Blue?
Ooh, lots of booze.
I like going down here and looking at the stills to see if there's any clues. Not really. Anyway, there's your SmackDown preview.
Woo! Good SmackDown preview. Anyways, here's an ad for Patreon. Till next time, talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.